Stu here with Raid, Shadow, Legends, and Faction Crypts, Stage 21 of the Dark Elves. As you can see, I have 5 beautiful ladies here, all void, 3 rares, and 2 epics. Let's roll this clip and see what we're working with. Very easy to do this. You can get 3 stars done. You could do this every day if you wanted to. Here we go. So we got Madam to come in. We're going to go ahead and drop everything down so we get that decreased defense. We're going to deplete turn meter with Sylar, get that slow speed up, and then boom, we're going to go ahead and hit our martyrs, right? Martyrs are the biggest threat to us, so we'll get those martyrs out of the way. By the way, all 5 of these ladies right here, you're going to use it in game. You're going to use Madam in Arena and everything else in the game, so there's nothing wrong with if you took her to 66 star. You would, I'm sure, if you have her. Sylar is amazing as well. 2 Cold Hearts will do you amazingly in Spiders 20 and in Fire Knight 20. I use both of these in Fire Knight 20 every single time I run it, right? I love it. And then Painkeeper. Painkeeper is an amazing rare. If you don't want to take Painkeeper to 6 star, you can use her at 5 star. Just put her in a lot of HP like you have right now. She does heals based off of her max HP, and she resets cooldowns. Well, she lowers cooldowns by a turn. I'm sorry. So here we are. So now that we knew that we could lower everything, drop everything out there, we knew that we had time to come back around. We are slowing everybody's turn meter down, along with Evil Eye in your support mastery. Make sure you get Evil Eye. There we are. The Heart Seeker for our Cold Hearts are back up again. Now we have all these debuffs on everybody. We're lowering all their turn meters. We do have Sylar in a stun artifact set, so we can stun people as well. We haven't seen any stuns yet. We haven't needed it yet. We're still taking control. No stuns. I think we're going to have Black Knight slip in here. I just did this run. Like, I came in here and I took out my legendaries and I was like, you know what? This boss isn't bad if this boss doesn't take a turn. The side minions that the boss has does no damage to us. So I was like, why don't we come in here with 2 Cold Hearts? I'm sure it's very easy to do, so I did it. Here we are. Beautiful team to do. You will use all these champions. Believe me, you will use all these champions in everything in the game. They are so good. And I know if you're looking at me saying, hey, Stu, I don't have all these void champions. I don't even have 2 Cold Hearts. I understand, and I'm sorry. One day I hope you get them, but this is the very in-game content. There is nothing harder than Stage 21 of some faction wars besides Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So if you've got Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss down, everything else that you're focusing on is trying to get Faction Wars 21 done. And it can be really hard depending on the faction and what they offer you and the boss at 21. It could be a big difference. So it's not that it's that hard, actually. It's just that you need the proper champions, right? Kind of like Spiders 20. Spiders 20 can be super easy, or if you have the right champions, or it can be extremely hard or impossible, really, if you don't have the HP burn comp, if you don't have a way to do damage with enemy max HP, if you don't level up some armor gurs, if you don't use that option. So again, you got to have the right champions, and I know there's a lot of ways to do this, but I wanted to take out my legendaries and run it through like this. And if you know of a way to do this on full auto without any legendaries, please let me know. Maybe if I took out Painkeeper for another Sylar at 50 and ran it that way, because look at this. Sylar's dropping turn meter. If anybody slips through, like this Valkyrie here, boom, we'll knock her down, take care of that. We'll get everything off of cooldown soon. Right, when it does, we'll wait. I think I wanted to wait, but I accidentally slipped and did it anyways. I wanted to wait because the next turn anyways, this one Cold Heart was going to have hers off. So we've got Sylar dropping the turn meter, putting slow speed on. We have Evil Eye, which is in our support mastery. The first time we hit somebody with our A1 on Madam right now, we should have had it on Painkeeper. Make sure that if you do bring Painkeeper in here yourself, that you put Evil Eye on Painkeeper so that that first hit, you get a chance to lower their turn meter by 20%. You want that. You really want that. Okay, he got up a block damage, right? Warcaster on the far left. I really wasn't paying attention to Warcaster, but that's okay. We can drop it down. We can still deplete turn meter with a block damage up there. We can still apply debuffs with a block damage up there. Obviously, they're just not going to take damage. So that was fine. So see, if we had, and remember, with Evil Eye on that A1, it's for every time you hit the enemy champion for the first time on the A1. So you can cycle through each of these champions. There's 5 of them out there, so make sure you go to each of them and drop their turn meter by 20%. Along with everything else you have cycling through, they're not going to get to take a turn. And then if you get lucky with some stuns like I did here, you're going to be really well off. You won't have any problems whatsoever with the stuns from Sylar on here. Or if you had Sylar and Relentless, you could try that too. Or if you had all these other people in Relentless gear, you could try that if you've been collecting some Relentless. I don't have anybody in Relentless right now, so this is a pretty good run. I think it's pretty good. But maybe if I did use 2 Sylars, we might be able to hit auto with this team and go through it, which would be a lot of fun to see. I don't know. Who knows? We'll have to try it out. We definitely have to work on their speed then to make Painkeeper the slowest one in the group after everybody uses their skills. But it could work. I think it could happen. If Madam would do her A3. A lot of times the problem with that maybe might be that the AI with Madam is she doesn't like to do her A3. Okay, let's get this. Yeah, you can see it. Get that Valkyrie. Which one's going to go next? I don't know. Maybe the back one? So I hit that one. Okay. So if we did, like I said, go through each. Make sure you hit each champion out there with that A1 to drop that turn meter by 20% because you have Evil Eye from the support mastery. Make sure you get that. But here we are. We're back again. We had it up, 4-turn cooldown, went to a 3-turn cooldown because Painkeeper is here to lower all our cooldowns by 1, and everybody has a 4-turn cooldown. Our Cold Hearts Heartseeker is on a 4-turn, our Sylar is on a 4-turn, and our Madam is on a 4-turn cooldown. And we're just blowing through this. Don't worry. I know this seems long here because we're going through the waves, but when we get to the boss, it's even faster. Like the boss is cake, which usually is not the case at all in Faction Wars 21. Usually the boss is the issue, but here it is very easy to do. With all this turn meter reduction and these hard hits from our Cold Hearts, I think it's one of the best things to do in here. Sure, we could bring in a whole bunch of legendaries that are real overpowered and just blow through it, but for a comp like this, depending on what you might have, think about it. Think about what you want to bring in here, and you might be able to 3-star it, and then if you need to go back and just farm 20 or whatever you can farm all the time, then farm it, but at least you can get it done with champions that I would think that you might even have leveled up right now. Because you do. Everybody uses Cold Hearts and Spiders. Everybody uses Cold Hearts and Fire Knight. Both of these Cold Hearts are my Fire Knight Cold Hearts. I never run Fire Knight without them. I did used to use them in Spiders 20. I don't anymore. Now I use my Royal Guards and Septimus. And you can use these in Dragon as well. It doesn't matter. Cold Heart is amazing. You all know that, so we don't have to talk about that anymore. So here we are. We're almost at the boss. Let's get through this. Actually, I'm going to jump forward. So at the end of the round, at the end of this round right here, when you're down to just 1 or 2 champions, make sure you start using everybody's A1 so that you can be prepared to go into the next wave with everything off of cooldown. I know you know that too, but I just like to remind you. Make sure you do it, cycle through it, and I'm going to jump. Well, I don't need to jump forward. We're here. Let's do it. So we're just going to, again, we're going to deplete everything. We're going to drop the decreased defense. The right minion over here for this boss will put up a block. Yeah, we get a burn on us. The boss isn't going to get to attack, so we don't even need to look at here. But here's what the boss does. The right minion will put up block debuffs up on the boss. But that's okay. If the right minion gets to go, it's not that big of a deal because we're already going to have our debuffs up. It doesn't remove debuffs. It just puts up a block debuff. Now, if the left one gets to go, she puts up a block damage. So we don't really want that block damage up, right? We want to keep cycling through our skills. We want to get the block damage. But we do have Madam here, so if we need to make sure that, just wait, right? If you think the left girl's going to go and put up that block damage, just hold off on Madam and be ready to go with that to take it down. So we'll see here. I mean, look at the amount of damage. So I didn't even do our Heartseeker right away. I think I did an Evil Eye proc to knock down turn meter, and then I waited for this. Now we can lower the cooldown by 1. Boom. And with the slow speed, with the 30% slow speed, with Sylar in here dropping turn meter of everybody, with us doing that right there, which we do with Madam, we got a fear up, plus we did Evil Eye and knocked our turn meter down by 20%. We should be okay. You should be able to cycle through all this. Now, my champions, my Cold Hearts primarily, are actually pretty fast for Cold Hearts. So you might have to come in here with a little faster speed champions, but there are options out there. There are options for you to make yours faster, which is never a bad thing. It helps for them to be faster, I feel like, on Fire Knight. That's why mine are faster. I even like them faster in Dragon when I used to use them, on Spiders, when I used to use them on Spider because I wanted them faster than, to be able to take 2 turns and then do the Heartseeker before the main Spider boss took a turn. So I like to have them up around 205. I think one's at 205 and one is at 190 something. Somewhere around there. We'll look at their skills after this. We'll look at all their gear actually after this. And that way you can see what I'm working with on these champions. So again, you might say, hey, Stu, that's crazy gear or whatever else. Well, you're not going to be here. Unless you have insane... Look at this boss. This boss is just going down so fast. Way faster than we did those waves. I love it. So unless you just have insane champions and you were able to get to Faction Wars 21, you're not going to be here probably unless you have that gear. Or just, again, you have insane champions. So don't worry about the gear. It's just all about farming Dragon 20, really. You farm Dragon 20 until you just can't farm anymore, and then you keep farming some more. It's all about getting that speed gear, getting that accuracy gear, lifesteal gear if you need it. We're not using it on any of these champions, but for everything you need to do in the game, and then you branch out from there into Fire Knight, into Ice Golem, and Spiders, and you'll be good. So that's it. So easy to do. I thought it was really cool, so let me know. If you know of a team that can do this without any legendaries, full auto, please let me know and I'll try that team out as well. Let us know down below so we can all see it. All right, guys, let's go check out these champions right now. Here we are. Painkeeper is the first one we have up. She's just basically an HP. Let's go over her total stats. HP all around. She's got 75,000, 191 speed, and she's in poison set, which actually pretty decent. I think it did okay in there for a poison set. You could put her in anything whatsoever. You look at her skills, she gets turn meteor increase, heals everybody, does damage. We could put her in a stun set actually. Every 4 turns we could do an AoE, heal everybody, and we could try to stun the enemy. This one's where we're resetting the cooldown, so she looks respectable. She's good. We've got our cold hearts. These cold hearts are built for my Fire Knight team. They're pretty strong, but I mean, I think any of your cold hearts would do okay, but they're fast too. Mine are fast as well. And then we got Heartseeker here, which is doing the most of our damage and decreasing the turn meter like we always do. For my masteries, these are what I have right now on my cold hearts. Usually, again, I use these all for Fire Knight 20, so if the shield doesn't drop down and the Fire Knight does get a hit off on us, we're going to counterattack quite often. 4 hits to the shield right away, and then here, we're going to get extra turn meter, right, when the Fire Knight takes a turn. My cold hearts are both geared, I think, the exact same way. Actually, it looked like they had a little variation. Whatever, they're just like that. They've always worked. I don't even mess with them anymore. Then we have our Madam in here, a level 51, which I use in my immunity set when I go up against Torment. We have another level 60 Madam up here that I use as well. So this one, whenever I go up against Torment, this is what I have. She just has HP, defense, speed, and then some accuracy here to deal with that. And then that's it. She's in her immunity set. And then we had one more. What was it, Sylar? Did I skip Sylar already? Where are you at? Here she is. So here's Sylar in the stun gear. And she didn't even have a banner on her. Whew. Well, she's got 192 accuracy, so luckily that was enough. Otherwise, we would have been in a lot of trouble if she was not getting everything. She actually hit everything she did. She was hitting it. So we got really lucky. She's got a lot of HP. We weren't trying to do damage with her. I've just got her. Actually, I say we weren't trying to do damage with her, but look. She's in critical damage, and she's only at about 50-something% chance to crit. Okay, well, that wasn't necessary, right? She wasn't bringing the damage to the fight here. If we were worried about her taking damage, we could definitely switch her up. And then masteries on her were pretty much just to try to get a 5% additional chance to do a stun. We should have had, okay, we did, but I didn't really see Leech come up very often when we actually stun people on those waves. I wasn't paying attention to it. And then we have Evil Eye, and then we went down here at a 30% chance to extend any debuff, which would be the speed and the accuracy debuff. But that's it. Those are all the ladies. I think I went over everything, but I thought it was a good run. I just wanted to show you guys. Thank you so much for the love and support. And again, please write down below if you know of a better team that can do it on full auto with no legendary.